Shivakumara Swamiji, born on 1st April 1907 in Mysore, Karnataka state in India. Shivakumara Swamiji attained Samadhi on the 21st Jan 2019 in Tumkur district of Karnataka state, India. Shivakumara Swamiji said, before the mirror, ask you a question. You can ask a question and you find your answer. Shivakumara Swamiji was born as Shivana, was an Indian supercentenarian, humanitarian, spiritual leader and educator. Before his death at the age of 111 years, 295 days, he was one of the oldest people living in India. In 2015, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan by the government of India. Shivakumara Swamiji was called the living god of Karnataka state, the walking god. He's got so many names. He's a sweet person who keeps doing his work. Keep doing your work without expecting this. Keep on doing. When people go, hundreds and thousands of people will be lining up to take his blessings. He doesn't even care. He'll be writing notes, checking the accounts till the last day. Yes, that was Shivakumara Swamiji. When I met him when he was not well, when I met him right inside, they were not allowing anybody to meet him. But I was given the permission to meet him. I met him right inside his bedroom. He was taking bath. I waited. He came out. And even at that age, he took all my the works what I'm doing, line by line. He was reading, giving importance to the smallest thing, smallest thing. That was what Mahatma Gandhi was telling. If we cannot give importance to that small one pencil, tomorrow we will not be able to give importance to that one person in India. If you cannot give importance to that one person, you cannot be the Prime Minister. You cannot give importance to millions of people in India. You are the first, smallest one thing also you should give importance. I found that one quality with the Shivakumara Swamiji shocking. I am too young in front of him, and who am I? And who is he? So as he became a great saint, I am just a nobody. And still, can you believe? He accepted, he garlanded me, he put the shawl at that age from his sick bed, gave me a basket of fruits. I can't believe this is not an ordinary walking Swamiji or a living Swamiji. Oh, it shocked me beyond doubts. The huge amount of people standing outside. Nobody is allowed. Police was blocking the path. Nobody allowed inside. Still I got to get through. Shivakumara Swamiji said, before the mirror, when you stand in front of the mirror, especially for the sighted, when they stand in front of the mirror, it reflects their body back. This is what Japanese also do it. In all the places, when you enter, the first thing you see is a big mirror. And you must stand in front of the mirror, and then you must pray, and you must clap 3 times, and then you must go. You see that mirror, that is your God. Who is the God? To see a God, you have to first work very hard. That's what Shivakumara Swamiji was telling. Before the mirror, you ask a question. There is no question first of all. You got your question, you got an answer. The mirror reflects the question. And you need to make corrections in your face. You may take a comb and you comb. You look at your lipstick, you look at the dress, whether you stand like this or stand like this. Before the mirror, ask a question and you find an answer. You don't even ask a question. It flows, it becomes part and parcel. If you are that much conscious, why you have become unconscious on the other side? When I was meeting Shivakumara Swamiji, I was thinking he might not even wanted to look at me. Who is this man who came yesterday? But it did not make a difference between me or any other big person or small person. He just read the total thing what I given to him. He was reading, turning pages after turning pages to read. He couldn't give it that importance with such a big crowd, and his health was not very good. Anybody can walk in. Before the mirror asks you a question, find an answer. That you are very conscious when you look at the mirror. But there's another one mirror reflecting outside the world. When you see the rain coming, if you had a mirror, you see the water flowing and it is running away. One time when I went to my ashram in Devanahalli, I went back to Indrana, I started crying and children said, what happened? So many guests came and they were all running in front of me. I couldn't make arrangements for them to have tea or coffee. I'm calling them, please come inside, have tea or coffee. And then you go. They said, which are the guests? I said, rainwater is falling, dhamma, and I have not made arrangements for them to stay. If the rainwater stays in our own land, the groundwater could have recharged. The rainwater is ozone water. What a medicinal value it has got. That ozone water, we can use it for our drip irrigation and so many things. The borewell will be recharged. That connecting link, that is the mirror. Whatever you see outside, yes, before you point your finger to them, that was, the mirror is showing, reflecting it back to you with 3 fingers. That's why I said, ask a question, find an answer. What is the answer? A smallest dirt on the face, you rub it up in front of the mirror. That's what I'm saying, the smallest dirt, a drop of milk in the udder of the HF cow, if you don't remove, HF cow will fall sick and you lose. Better remove the last talent, that last drop which is look in the mirror, rub it up. You have to work very hard, you have to sweat it out every day. But you are not conscious. When you are unconscious, then all troubles comes out. You cannot blame anybody. That was the connecting link, that you have to work very, very hard. Now coming back to my ashram, in this COVID-19, I started going to the Goshala, working, and I find my hand, the excess fat is gone. I find a lot of muscle. And really, when muscle is there and there is no fat, my body is pushing forward. It cannot allow you to stop. Yes. Only when fat is there, it shows you the laziness. When you have the skeletal muscle, it is just pushing you. You are enjoying that hard labor because the mirror is telling the smallest thing. No. The body do not want the smallest lazy fat in the body. And when you work very, very hard, you automatically drink a lot of water, so the flushing out also happens, which disease can enter you. That was the connecting. When that happens, you have created a bounty of gold in your land. That is the joint family system. So many people come to work. The amount of power you have, you roar like 1,000-man warrior, because when you see thousands and thousands of water is falling, and then you see millions and millions of electricity falling down from the sun, you want to convert it to solar, and then you see the wind energy, Trimurti, the solar, the sunlight, the wind and the rainwater makes you, heaven and the earth, man in the center. Such is the beauty. Before the mirror, ask a question, you find an answer. That consciousness, if it is there, is such a beautiful thing. It could explode it up. That smallest thing of consciousness, what Shivakumara Swamiji has taught me when I went to him, that when I'm going and meeting him, he was already 109 or 108 when I met him. That is within another 2 years. That time, when I went, I must be in my 50s. We are between 50, 60 years difference. And he could give that importance. He didn't know who I am. I don't know whether anybody went and told him who I am also. I was just allowed right inside. I went, I gave whatever it is, and he could read it. That small thing is very important. Shivakumara Swamiji has taught. I think that has made people to call him. He is the living God. He reflects back. Before the mirror, ask a question. You find your answer. Shivakumara Swamiji said, this is my 111th short discourse. I want to do it 111 because Shivakumara Swamiji died at the age of 111. I want to dedicate this short discourse to Shivakumara Swamiji on the 111th short discourse.